Greetings, YouTube. I am Jamila, here to talk to you about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode, what are we on? Episode 7. This video might look a little different. It may change. You may see my nails change because I'm recording this for the second time. I was recording it earlier, and the first half of the video had a whole lot of static going on. I guess something must be wrong with my mic cord or something. So if you see some weird stuff go on, some changes happen, that's what happened. Anyway, I'm gonna start again with Clint and Gina. So we see Gina talking to the people down, saying that she felt so offended by what Clint said to her and about her body and all of that. And like I said last week, I felt like Gina continuing to say the things about his features was offensive to him. She said it several times, and I feel like Clint was clapping back. However, you know, they were both wrong, and I felt like Gina owed Clint an apology too. If it happened, we did not see it on camera. But according to the people, I watched part of the after show, they said Clint didn't really apologize, because I was saying, well, he didn't really apologize. He just kept talking. I mean, when he apologized to the group. And they said he didn't really apologize. He just talked in circles for like 45 minutes. And it seems very Clint to do. But he did apologize to Gina. And I really thought Clint and Gina were done. And I think the producers were playing in our faces with the previews, because we didn't see Clint and Gina in those previews. So, but they were able to make up and kind of work it out. So good for Clint and Gina. Let me talk about the whole... I don't even want to say the word now, but the G word, right? When we refer to people with red hair. I was on Reddit after I posted my video, and it turns out that quite a few people who have reddish hair are very offended by that term. Like I said, in British, you know, in other places, to me, I never really knew that people got offended. But, you know, when we're in different areas of the world, different things have different meanings. And so if people who have red hair say that they are offended by that term, then it doesn't hurt me to stop using it. And that was my issue with Gina last week. She kept trying to convince him that, it was okay for her to use it. And I really didn't like that. The funny thing is, Clint doesn't even seem like he has red hair to me. I know that they change... They enhance sometimes the brightness and stuff to make it look more vibrant. So maybe that's why his hair doesn't look red on TV, but it doesn't even look red to me. And what's wrong with red hair? Like, I don't get it. I feel like that's some type of cultural, like, we decided that we're going to treat red hair people bad here in the United States. Like, I don't get it, because they are very attractive. Child, let me tell you, one day I was on a flight, and I was sitting across the row from this guy with red hair, and baby, it was me and the lady who was sitting next to, or she was sitting at the window seat, I was at the aisle, and then the lady across that was sitting next to the red-haired man, it was like we had a whole conversation without saying a word. We was like, damn, he fine. I was like, yeah, girl, he fine as hell. Like, he could get, like, we were doing all of that. He was fine as hell. Judging from them cowboy boots and that cowboy hat, he didn't like my kind. Or at least he probably wouldn't have been able to bring me home. But baby, if you did want to bring me home, you could have, sir. Clint said he felt like he was being typecast as the bad guy. Clint, relax, okay? You're not an actor, right? I mean, well, maybe you want to be, but I mean, relax, calm down. You're not being typecast at anything. Like, we have smoke for everybody on these here reality shows. Okay, so then we have this group dinner, and they go around the table and ask everybody how they rate their relationship. Chris and Nicole are both an 8.2, and they both thought of 8.2, of course, because it's Chris and Nicole. I would agree that they're at an 8.2. And then Clint gets over in the confessionals, and he says that Nicole is a New York girl and Chris is very passive, and he thinks that Nicole is going to eat him alive. I think what Clint was saying is, Nicole is giving me a little bit of Lindsay from the Boston season, and I'm just waiting for it to come out. Clint, we feel the same way. But I hope we're wrong, right? But what happened later on in the episode worries me a little bit. We shall get to it. Kirsten said that her and Shaq are at a 7. And like Forrest Rock says, a lie don't care who tell it. Because, ma'am, you know good and well Shaq is not a 7 to you. Like, quit playing with me. I don't even remember what Shaq said, but Kirsten, cut it out. There's somebody else that was lying on here too, but we shall get to that in a second. Gina said her and Clint are at a 5, and they went through something and now they're a little better. So she feels like they are at a 5. I would concur with that. Clint said they're at a 5.5. So speaking of other people lying, Aris got on this here TV and said that he was at a 7 with Jasmine because Jasmine said she was at a 7 with him. I was so disturbed by that because you know good and well you're not at a 7 with this woman. And you know how people tell women to choose better, right? We hear that all the time on the Manosphere podcast, right? And then, the parrots repeat that all over social media. These women need to choose better. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. Cut out, get out my face. Because Aris is the type that will tell you certain things to your face. He will also know that you really like him because on the other thing, he said she was a 12 and he was at a 4, right? So he knows that she really likes him and she kind of caters to his beck and call. I also think that he knows that Jasmine is, I'm trying to choose my words carefully because I don't want to offend anybody. And I don't mean this in an offensive way, but Jasmine, she's a church girl. She believes in, she has an interpretation of a woman's role, right? The helpmate and let the man lead and all of that. You can tell she has a certain interpretation of what that means. And so she caters to him. We see her feeding him the whole lobster tail, feeding him grapes, doing what he said. And we saw that later on in the episode too. And he takes advantage of that. He takes full advantage of that. And because of that, Jasmine is going to I hope she learns how to pull back, but it seems to me right now she's going to give 1000%. She's going to play her wife role very well. And when Aris finally gets tired of playing in her face, she's going to be deeply hurt because she gave so much. I have a feeling we're all going to be on these reviews saying Jasmine should have known better, but no, like we're hearing what he's saying, but she's hearing something else. And I just feel like if you know you don't like someone, it's not okay to take advantage of everything that they are trying to offer you, right? Then we got Dom and Mac. Dom told Mac that she's very surprised that he came on this show because he doesn't seem to want to step out of his comfort zone at all. And she says she's tired of being a coach. She wants him to want to do certain things. He says, well, he feels like he has been trying to accommodate her this whole time, and he feels like he's being critiqued a lot. The problem is Dominique wanted a certain type of man. Mac is not that guy, and she was matched improperly. Experts, like, what are we doing? What are we doing, experts? I mean... At least you could kind of sort of match for the first 4 weeks before it just starts falling apart. Like, we'll get to the rest of their stuff a little later. So while we're in Jamaica, we see Chris outside boo-hoo crying. When I saw him crying, I thought, oh my God, somebody died, or, something happened with one of the dogs. One of the dogs died. Something indeed happened with one of the dogs. And listen, when I saw him crying, I am that type of person anyway. I'm very empathetic. So when I see someone crying, like I'm always going to have empathy. I am that way across the board. And plus I'm a little PMSy. So I got a little teary-eyed. But at the same time, I'm like, Chris, I understand, and I would be very frustrated if, I learned, a couple of days before I'm supposed to move into my house that my dogs cannot come. I get that. Because the producers, this is something they should have known ahead of time. So I get his frustration, but like, can we go into problem solving mode? Like, why are we crying right now? And, but I did love that Nicole came out and she's like, what's the matter, baby? And she came out and she was solution oriented. She was like, we're going to figure this out. We're going to fix it. But I just was like, Chris, relax, baby. It ain't that serious. I'm PMSing, not you. That is something that y'all did not need to know about me right now, but now you know. TMI, we friends. I get how people love their dogs. I do not have a pet right now because of my lifestyle, my job. I'm always gone. Speaking of, somebody got in my comment section and was accusing me of lying because I said something about going to Nashville last week and they were like, you always say you go to all these places and you've been to all these places. It's literally my job. Yes, I do. This is why I can't do 4 or 5 videos every week because I am gone a lot. So yes, I do, sir. What do you need? Pictures? So yes, I'm in different cities. That's my life. And that's the reason why I do not have a dog, but I love them so much. And when I did have dogs, I love them. So I get not wanting to be away from them and loving them and all of that. I do get that. So I am empathetic to that. But I just thought in that moment, it just didn't feel that deep to me, but they got it resolved. They figure out a solution. The solution isn't ideal for everyone, but they have a solution for now. So there's that. Clint lets us know that he got the bubble guts in Jamaica. Clint, you was drinking all that rum probably. You were eating all that good fresh fruit. You was eating a jerk chicken. That's what happens. I hope it's over by the time you get on the plane because don't nobody want them kind of problems on an airplane. Aris and Jasmine are moving into their apartment. And again, this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. It seems like every freaking car and truck known to man is moving by my house right now. I'm hoping it's not picking it up. But if you hear all that background noise, I apologize. Anyway, Aris, once again, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. As they move into the apartment, he's like, it's my way or the highway. No shoes on in the house. I'm a no shoes in the house person. In most of my house, I have hardwood floors and that, so I'm not as particular where the hardwood floors are, but where the carpet is, no shoes on. So I get that, but it still has to be some type of compromise. He's like, this is my drawer. You can have that. This is my closet. You can have that. You can have that. So I feel like he does those things because he knows that Jasmine is going to go along with that. Anyway, they're talking about something and Aris dances when he eats. I do too when the food is good. But he's not even paying attention to what she's saying. And he's like, I'm sorry, I was enjoying my food. Like, oh God, I see Chris and Paige all over again. No, let me not say that. I hope I'm not going to see Chris and Paige all over again. When they go to Aris's house, nice house, by the way, Aris, it's very much man cavey. He's got the gym in the front room. And I was like, oh, that's cool for both of them because she's very athletic. But, he's got the gym and he's got the room where he says no women can come in because it's the kick it room. I expected this from Aris. He's got the the Nike, he's a sneakerhead. He's got the Jordan collection piled up high. And as many shoes and purses are in my closet right now, I know I have no right to judge men with the whole sneakerhead, shoes in the boxes piled up high thing. But I do. This is where I'm hypocritical and I may need to work it out with my therapist. Yeah. Gina and Clint move into their apartment. They seem to be getting along very well. Gina's brushing her teeth. She's admiring her beautiful teeth in the mirror. They are beautiful teeth, Gina. She's like, those suckers are white. I said, they are, Gina. I'm about to get mine whitened again too. And baby, I'm gonna be just like Gina's. I'm a coffee drinker and I don't drink like I used to because, I'm trying to get this together. But I like a good red wine and a coffee. Both things horrible for your teeth. So I'm about to get mine whitened and baby, when I do, and listen, and y'all didn't ask me about this, but
How most people have a gap right here, my gap is right here. Wait till I get that closed in. Baby, I'm going to be acting just like Gina. Mouth ain't never going to be able to be closed. I'm about to get that done real soon. Y'all wait. Y'all going to know because I'm going to be so extra with it. So McKinley and Dominique do this really unnecessary home visit to his friend's parents' basement. I've already suspected this of Mac, but this solidified it. We knew he was living in the people's basement, but it's not, he hasn't even made that a home. It was given very much Airbnb. There's no pictures up. There's no, like, there's clothes in a trunk. There's a few in the closet. It's not even a real closet. There's nothing in that place that says him. Which leads me to believe, and a couple of people have said this, he does not really live there. He came down here to be on the show. That's what I think. And I think that's why his mother, now that I think about it, I mean, anybody's parent, because I already told y'all, if my mom was still living, she might halfway have gone along with this show. But my dad, baby. Anybody's parents would be like, married it, so it's a reality show, and what? So I think that's why his mom was apprehensive, but I also think his mom was apprehensive because she know good and goddamn well that he does not live in Nashville, and he has no intentions of staying in Nashville. And I think Dominique really realized this in this moment, because if you've been living there for 5 whole American months, there should be some semblance of you in that house. Like it's very much, it's not lived in. So yeah, I remember last week I said it with Clint and Gina, because the producers were playing in our face with the previews. I was thinking it was going to be Clint and Gina that were not going to make it. But I don't see this couple going past maybe 2 or 3 more episodes, because this is giving, I was playing in the producers' faces, and I'm about to get caught. That's what that's giving. Anyway, you guys, that's really all I got for this recap. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.